What's going on, guys? Welcome back to In the One Out of Podcast. I'm Sid.
I'm like,
I'm Matt.
I am Lincoln, and today is the 54th episode of this podcast. Yeah, fourth episode of season 2. How's it season 2?
because I think it's season 2 because
I don't know.
So we've moved on.
We've
Those
taken
two
a break,
have
and so
graduated.
it might as well be season 2.
Yeah, so we've been gone for a while because
Graduation.
life changes. Not just that, we just are lazy bums,
Not
and
wrong.
we are back, I guess.
I'm giving you ad libs right now.
First off, we want to start with the socials. So find us. There's gonna be singing.
If
I don't know if
you
y'all
if you
be able
hear
to
any
hear it.
yodeling coming from, that's not from us. Just
It's
ignore it. It's our ambient background guy upstairs who's practicing. He's doing very well.
Yeah, what he said. So you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, basically anywhere you can find a podcast. I forgot the rest. But
We're not on SoundCloud.
last thing we posted was actually a vlog. So if you haven't seen that and you've just been waiting for an episode, I suggest you go watch that because that was very fun to watch.
By the time this is posted, I hope.
Yes, where you got to have a part 2 put out. That is true. I don't know. Me and Matthew are going to Mexico. So
I'm going to Colorado.
We're going
hopefully me too.
Mexico at the end of June. We're all going to church camp. At the start of July, we're all going, or 3 of us
We're
are
going
to
Cajamarca.
Cajamarca,
Cajamarca.
Peru.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
So we'll try and vlog camp and Peru, and maybe that'll get out to you.
It's not getting out to you.
It's difficult. We got to, I don't know. Things are changing. I know for a long time it felt like they wouldn't, especially starting back in September 2024. But unfortunately they are. Me and Matthew are officially graduated. Y'all haven't seen us since that. And then Siddons, you're going into senior year, and then Lane, you're the youngest of the group.
Yeah.
You're in that
Junior.
junior.
You're like the
now.
old head of the group.
Junior year
I am. I am the oldest.
Junior year does not suck.
Yes, it does.
No, I don't have to take. I don't have to take college algebra through
Lincoln's still gonna be here.
through the. I don't have to take college algebra through the local area. I can take it through a teacher in the school. It won't have to be online.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
wish
know
I
that.
did.
I almost doxed us on accident.
No, it's perfectly fine. But what we're going to cover this episode is how, like we've already established, that life is changing. But through that, God doesn't. So we're lucky enough to have a God who's always there no matter what we're going through because he's always been there and he always will be. And I guess just to start where I'm at
We don't
is,
really have we don't really have notes or anything. We're just kind of going.
yeah, it's a catch-up. We're
We're
catching up with y'all.
Freestyling.
Yeah.
A lesson.
But I guess where we're at is new paths. So college, and then I'm going to be here
A prestige.
part-time. I work, so I'll work at my establishment, I guess.
Hey,
And I'll go to school.
We're technically attending the same college right now, or we will
Yeah.
be.
And I'll go do
Just catch
college
you on
work,
campus, buddy.
hopefully for only a year because of the amount of hours I have under this college. And then I will be moving. So I should be here for another year. Maybe we can get some episodes out. If Matthew comes back, maybe we'll
plan-
have enough stuff pre-recorded.
The plan in
We
my
don't really
mind,
know.
I don't know if I've even said this to y'all, is like I'm probably going to come back once a month so we can do 2 episodes when I'm back for a weekend.
And try and get some stuff
And then we
posted.
post twice a week. Or not twice a week. Not twice a week. Heck no.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
Matthew said he won't be able to record
Every
from his
2
frat
weeks
house.
is what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not going to a frat house.
I thought
It'll
I
be-
interesting.
Matthew's the only one moving away right
There
now.
actually is like a
Loser.
public like podcast room I could use. But it'd just be me. So it'd be
Yeah,
kinda
we'll just
awkward.
like here.
Yeah.
We'll just like put a table there and
Put
put
a-
a
put a
computer. You
iPad.
could, like Zoom us or something. We'll just like stick a mic up to your video thing.
But that's where we're at. One of us is leaving right now, and then within the next 2-3 years, it'll just be these two still here. Because Sins is a working boy, and then I don't know what you're doing, Lane.
I'm going to Arizona
he's go-
State University.
I think he's going where I am, but I could.
Yeah, I'm going to UARC.
I can
Sweet.
make that. No, I don't have. It's not like a doxing thing, really.
I'm going out of state.
I'm going to
I'm going out of state.
Yeah.
University of Arkansas. We pick. Y'all seen those TikToks?
Heck, nah.
Nope.
I'm not going to UARC no more.
But with that being said,
Transferring to ASU.
I guess it falls under what I talked about in the last devotional I did for our FCA group. About
When?
it was about perseverance
That was
I
a while
reading
ago.
From James, I know it was a minute ago.
Shout out
Our
James.
last,
I'll have to like
Oh,
refresh
it's
me
been
on
a
that.
month.
I mean, like our last episode.
It's been like 6 months.
But in James 1, just verse 12 is what I have highlighted. Is blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. This is James speaking. The brother of Jesus is what I have noted. James is the leader of the church in Jerusalem. This is after Jesus' death and resurrection. And basically, he's kind of like Solomon, where it's his advice to the community that, I guess, is what makes him powerful. So his
Notable
advice
figure.
to his people in Jerusalem, or his church, is mostly just a note to persevere with God by your side. So what we talked about this morning in church, or what the preacher did, is talk about just how good God is. And I feel like one thing that we all should take into account, especially with going on with what is happening in our lives now, all the changes, is learning to find that goodness that the preacher talked about this morning, or where, life's a battle. It's a constant battle. And one thing that happens is we get comfortable where we're at. And when you get comfortable, you can sit back, and you kind of need to acknowledge all that God has done for you. So, though graduation's very bittersweet, though I feel like I'm moving on, or like I'm losing some people that I grew up with, there's still glory in it, to where it's like, at least I've made it this far, Because, like, there have been times where it's like, you don't want to continue. Life is just a lot. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of anxiety or depression. Anything that's really bothering you, maybe a sinful nature is something where it's like you don't want to do something, but you still do. So with graduation happening and me being done with this chapter of my life, it's very bittersweet. Like I said, it's difficult, but at the same time, it's also freeing. I kind of like the freedom I have with it now. I'm learning to enjoy spending time with my friends. Even if I'm not that close with them, just being around them for a little bit longer, enjoying what I have while I have it, is enough for now. Because, in 3 months, I'm probably not going to see most of them very often. And so I'm going to have to learn what life's going to be like then.
Hey,
But right now,
I'll still be here.
yeah, exactly. Like, I'm still going to have these two. I'm going to have Matthew for the next few months. And then, granted, things are going to change. I'm not going to see y'all as much. You'll be gone. And I'm not at school anymore, so I'm not going to see y'all. And that's the same case for a lot of people. But, you got to learn. That's just how life's going to be, I guess. I don't know. It's very difficult. It's very different. But I am glad that, there is a new journey, something that I've not discovered yet. Because now, not only that, I have the opportunity to have more opportunities, maybe a different job, maybe I see a different look on life, a different perspective, maybe I make new friends, which I already have. And that's kind of where I'm at, I guess, since we're talking about how life changes and God doesn't. I mean, the God that I have now is still the same God I had when I was born. It's still the same God when I got saved. It's still the same God when I was in the darkest point of my life. And it's still the same God that I have whenever my life turned around for the better. And though every day's a battle, though our situations are different, he's still there, and he's always going to be there. And I feel like you can always find comfort in that, even when life feels scary. But that's where I'm at. I'm not sure if it's the same for y'all. I hope it's better, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Like, what's going on with y'all? So, I mean, we're catching up. This is a catch-up episode. I mean, things are new. We haven't seen these guys since Florida, so.
At this present moment, I'm tired just because I've worked all week. But I'd say definitely the last half of the school year. This year, I decided to be a manager for basketball, kind of just to get out of school, but also to, like, kind of spend some more time with people that I may not have, or also just with my friends in general. And so I feel like after that ending is when it kind of started hitting. And so I've just been kind of the last few months trying to be as still as I can in each moment and learning to kind of appreciate it. And so that's kind of where I'm at, is just trying to be present and be kind of still. Because I feel like for me, my mind is kind of constantly going, whether it be a good way or a bad way. It's just kind of always thinking, always doing all this stuff, whether I like it or not. And so it's hard to kind of be in the moment without. I'm the type of person that thinks about the future, thinks about the other things I've done in my past, instead of like sitting in the moment. And that's kind of in my speech at graduation. That's kind of what I talked about, was being present in each moment, because then not thinking about the past or the future, because if you do, you're going to miss the moment of what you're in right now. And so honestly, I still feel like it hasn't fully hit me that I'm leaving people behind, like, because I'm going to college and I'm starting out new. And so that was random, caught me off guard.
Yeah. Leaving people behind. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm leaving, starting my own journey in life in a new place. And so I don't feel like that's really hit me yet. I don't think it will till I like get there, or maybe a little bit after I get there. Maybe it never will. Maybe I'm grown to not dwell on the past and what I've lost or what I'm going to lose. And so I think that's part of it, is that maybe I've learned to be present in the moment, so I'm not fully letting it hit me, anything in the future or stuff in the past. And so that's kind of my viewpoint on life at the moment, is just to be present and to, I guess, be more on topic with life changes, but God doesn't. At the same time, you can think of it. I was thinking this yesterday. Sometimes when I'm at work and I'm like by myself, or if I'm just doing anything and I'm by myself, I just like to talk to God in my head.
Hey, move that a little closer to your mouth. There you go.
Okay.
It wasn't popping up on the thing.
Well, that's fine. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. I was ranting. What was I saying? Sometimes I just like to talk. And one of the things yesterday, I was like, God is like omnipresent, like all-knowing. He's there in every moment. Yeah.
Omni-Man.
All that stuff.
I think about that all the time, dude.
And so I was just
How is he omnipresent? Never mind. I'm gonna get.
And so I was thinking, there's this God that he's present in every moment, past, present, future. And he knows everything. And yet he still chooses he thinks of me in the midst of all the things he thinks about and all the things he does. I'm a part of that, and I'm a specific part of that. It's not like a passing thought in his mind. It's a thought out thing. And it's actually part of something. And so it's more so I need to be present in the moment, because God is present in every moment of my life. And so, like we were saying, life changes, but God doesn't. It's important to remember in those moments that you're in, that the reason you're there and the reason that you have the opportunity to appreciate and relish in each moment is because of God. You could be in a really dark place at one point in your life, and he brings you up to a good place. And that's a little bit's probably, you've probably had some factor in it, obviously. But the majority of it, in my opinion, is God. And Lincoln grabbed his mic, so I think he's about to say something.
That's what we established this morning. It's like we do something, and then like we take the credit for it, when it's usually God that allows the good to happen in our life, the goodness in our life. Sins continue.
I would say. What would I say? like my life's been kind of crazy recently.
Some high tier yodeling for Spotify listeners. Just like a jump scare.
Life's been crazy. Life's been all over the place. I got called to preach. Kind of got ahead of myself. Thought it was gonna be easy. And my mind went crazy. And I've realized, like, you know, they say like the devil works on when you try to pursue God, he's gonna be harder on that person. And I felt like that I was finally truly pursuing God, and it got so much harder. And that hit me pretty hard. Just trying to have, like, trying to find the right people to hang out with and do the right things by God, that what I think are the right things. It's just hard. It was really confusing for me. But I think I'm in a place where I want to be now. And I think that I'm doing well by God. But I'll say that after, like, really knowing that I'm fixing to turn 18 is kind of messing with my head a little bit. I mean, like, I knew I was going to turn 18 this year on January 1st. But, like, after seeing y'all graduate, not ruling Lane out, but, like, that's going to be kind of crazy. Kind of surreal.
I feel like it started with last year's graduation.
Yeah.
Senior year doesn't feel like it's real.
Yeah.
Like at all.
I don't know, but like just knowing that's gonna be me next May. It's crazy. That's all I can say is that it's just crazy, and I've really noticed, again, not ruling Lane out, but how much my seniors meant to me, because that was a lot of my friends. They're all seniors, and not that y'all are just leaving, but and I'll have friends for the rest of my life, but that I'm not gonna have y'all next year is kind of.
It's not going to be the same.
No, it's definitely not gonna be the same.
No, dude.
But it's kind of all I got.
Lane, what's the youngest point of view? You don't really care.
No,
It's like,
I
I'm a
do.
junior. Like, I don't
do.
know what these guys are talking about.
But like I've just accepted it for what it is, to be honest. Like there's nothing I can do about it. There's no point in like being anxious about it. You just gotta accept it for what it is.
Well,
I mean, he's gonna be gone. You're still gonna be here.
I would be here, but
Payne's
I'm
not
a
graduated
little
yet.
Loser.
And he'll still be here because you're, yeah. So, I
What
mean,
Mike
it's like-
Beasley's?
It's if you sit and like relish on it, it's not gonna help anything, and it's just gonna like bloat the situation in your mind. Versus where if you just accept the terms for what they are, then just live with it. Don't worry about it. It'll work out.
You're gonna live a life of regret.
Regret and no remorse.
You're gonna live a life full of regret.
You're gonna live in purgatory.
You're gonna regret everything here in about 20 years.
You're gonna live in a
And you're not
nursing
gonna-
home
you're not
for
gonna be
the
able to do
last
a
20
thing
years of
about
your
it.
life.
That's what I told Rand the other day. I just looked at him. I was like, "You're gonna live a life full of regret."
Grant?
He goes, "What? What are you talking about?"
He's
No,
an
I think.
intellectual. I tell you what.
What did Mike
Very
Beasley say?
intelligent
Mike
man.
Beasley was like, "You know how
So
blessed we are to have tomorrow come to us." Where he's like, if tomorrow was an option, you had to go there. You know how many people wouldn't make it? You know what I'm talking about?
Hello, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I don't know. I don't know what to possibly. There's nothing I can do to say, or there's nothing I can do or say to where it like shows where I'm at. It's mostly just like a headspace.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's sometimes things matter, then I sit there for a second, like,
It's
wait, why
because-
do they matter?
it's because
You know,
it's like you can't formulate words out of it because how complex it is. It's just like
everything's too complex.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
It's like Braille. You gotta feel me to
Math.
understand. No, but like, no, like, I already do.
ooh
You have a note.
ooh.
Yeah, I have notes. I have notes and notes and notes and stuff like that. I think another thing, I was blessed enough to actually preach last Sunday, and that was very eye-opening with another problem that I'm going to have to face in order to actually grow. Because, you know, there's some, like, when you take a step forward with a situation or two, there's always something that can, like, lead you back down for a little bit. And so I was listening to a song last night and actually the day before that really, like, hurt me because it reminded me so much of the situation I was in, and that's going to be difficult. I talked about forgiveness. Forgiveness is
What
very.
song was it?
I'm not telling you that.
What song was it?
Time. There was last night at the restaurant I work at. There was a guy doing music, and he was singing like Foo Fighters, Green Day, and it was cool. But at the very end of the night, he sang "Time of Your Life," and I was, or is that the name of the song?
Good Riddance by
Good
Green
Riddance.
Day.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dang,
I don't know.
that was right.
Forgiveness is difficult. I feel like most of us think we forgive, but we don't. I think we avoid and count it as forgiveness, because I know that's what I've done. I know that people that have done that. I know situations I've done it with. I know situations y'all have done it with. I know situations my family's done it with, and other friends, where we count avoidance as forgiveness, so we never actually move on from something that's actually hurting us. And so, move sideways, I guess. Move around it.
I understood
And
that
count
reference.
and counting it as getting over it, and you're not. And I feel like
Listen to "Growing Sideways"
just-
by Noah Kahn.
Heck, no.
it's just difficult. Like how do I have all this stuff going on where it's like parents and school and work, and then all of a sudden situations that didn't seem so problematic or so difficult, all of a sudden there's just what's taking over my life when you feel like you shouldn't be worried about it. I don't know. I feel like all these worries just stem from, like you said, the past, also the future, and then it can also go with what you said, where it's like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
What are you going to, like, now is now. Are you going to be there or not? Shout out J-Dub. But, I don't know. Step by step is how you got to live life. Also, another thing is how you treat people. I know this is very difficult to do, especially with, like, are you telling me to wrap up? No. Yeah, you better not be. This is very difficult for us. It's very difficult for people I work with and friends, where you see somebody and you see their ways and you know about stuff about them, and it's automatically you can judge how they are, who they are. That's not how that works. I feel like there's people who, again, there are shallow people where it's like maybe they just don't have enough sense about stuff, which is possible. I mean, that's true. We're all shallow when it comes to certain subjects and parts of life. But to sit like where you are, stand where you are, and point out people's faults and what they do, and one, do nothing about it, but also not take a look at yourself to realize that you're just as bad. Like, if you have friends that are out partying and you sit there talking about them, what's the difference? What? There isn't one. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the sin is. I mean, we're all horrible. So, yeah, sure, you might not be drunk somewhere not knowing what's going on, but what you are doing is hurting yourselves and your other relationships because you're straining the trust in them because you sit there and you bad talk them. Or where it's like, yeah, this person lied about this. Well, what are you doing behind closed doors? It does, like, you see what I'm saying? Where it's just, instead of justifying one's sin for themselves, you're justifying what you are doing wrong in order to make somebody else look lower than you. That's not true at all. In fact, if partying was such a big sin and gossiping or talking bad about them was not, I think just to prove that you're no better than them, if you truly believe that, I mean, if roles were reversed, what would it be? Like, truly. You're not helping anyone. We're not helping anyone if we do that at all. And I'm guilty of it. Because what were we doing 20 minutes ago? What were we doing a few nights ago? It doesn't matter. Okay? We're not better than anyone because we do this. We're not better than anyone because we set up front at church. We're not better than anyone because I said a sermon. We're not better than anyone because we sang the loudest. We're not better than anyone because we have a podcast. We're not better than anyone because we go to a youth group on a Wednesday or a Sunday morning. We're not better than anyone because we're leaders for FCA. No, we're not. Okay? So I say we, as a group and as other believers, take our ego and arrogance down a little bit. And the people that are lost, instead of claiming that we've done all we could and calling it good, I say we actually try to take a step to where if somebody is lost, we show them and we try to make them our brother. What did I establish a brother was with forgiveness? A brother is someone who, a brother or sibling in Christ is under the domain, the same belief you are. Okay? That is what a brother is. And then you think about the outcasts, the people who don't believe, the people who don't show God, who aren't the same belief or under the same kingdom of God. What about them? You treat them as they can be so they become what they should be. And we're not going to get anywhere if we're stagnant or in circles doing the same thing over and over of not helping anyone because we are too arrogant to look at our own selves, to hold our own mirror, fix ourselves, realize what we're doing is just as bad as what they're doing, except it's not hurting anyone or it's not public. No. You take the step with them. You show them Christ through our works, not just through our words. It's easy to say who we are because we read a Bible verse, because we have a verse in our bio, okay? That doesn't do anything if our works don't match a single part of it. Make sure your hearts are pure. If your hearts are dirty, it's easy to make the inside look clean, okay? So we have to, if we are trying to seek the people of God, if we're trying to bring others to what they should be instead of keeping them where they're at, then we can take the steps with them. Because just because a sin is different doesn't mean it's any worse than yours. It doesn't. Okay? And I need to be looking at a mirror right here instead of looking at y'all. I need one right here so I can look at myself too. Because it's what's going on. That's all I see in church. It's all I see in myself. I see it with us. I see it with my friends. I see it with my parents. All of them. First off, we have to forgive others. We have to. It's just difficult. And there are people that I hate. I truly hate in my life that I do not want to forgive a single thing that they did because they hurt me so bad. But I'm going to have to in order for them to be what they're supposed to be. And forgiveness is, the first step is with me, not them. Screw that. The first step is with God, then me, and then them, and then we can go forward. That's what forgiveness is. That's why I spoke about it. Like, we have new opportunities. We have a different path in life. Things are changing, that's great, but we have the same God who's calling us to do the same thing. So whether you're in Fayetteville or you're in school or I'm at work selling my drugs, I work at a pharmacy, I ought to be doing the same thing no matter where I'm at or whether I'm at home by myself. It doesn't matter. So the people that can't stand us or the people we can't stand, that's great. Get rid of that line in the sand. It doesn't matter. Okay? Because if we truly want what's best for us and what's best for them, then how about we just learn to be together for a little bit? Okay? I don't care. I can't say names. I don't care what they're doing. Okay? Because we're no better. That's the biggest problem. Is being in your groups, being in your beliefs or whatever, your worldly beliefs to where, I don't do this, so therefore I'm better. No. You want to know the complete truth? We are all worthless. Complete dependency on a God greater whose deeds and ways and thoughts are better than anything we could do. So for us to bring people to them, we need to realize how desperate and ruthless and how much of a loser we are without him. We need to turn to him. We need to focus on his word. We need to pray. We need to read his Bible. All the stuff we don't do, we need to learn to do that. And then we can start a community. Then we can have people around us. Then we can go after the ones that are lost, that are doing the horrible sins like ours aren't worse. That's what it is. That's what forgiveness is. That's what it means to bring people to Christ. Not sitting up front or dressing the nicest in church or whatever you want to put under the umbrella. It's none of that. That's my problem. It's because I know I struggle with it too. So much. There are so many, like I said, there's so many people I do not like. I don't like them at all. I don't like what they stand for, what they've done to me, what they've done to the people that I love. And I'm gonna have to move on. And that's what this new path is about. The new path after high school, it's great. We're not kids anymore. And I feel like that's a step that we're not going to want to take, but we have to. Anyway, I'm done talking. I'm sweating a lot. And I'm shaking. I think we can end on that.
I don't really know if there's a way to follow that up. So
anyway, yeah. So
I got it because you've talked enough. You're about to.
That's episode 54. I love y'all, or do I? No, I'm kidding.
I've got it, Lincoln.
Okay, yeah.
I think you need to take a deep breath.
Follow us on social medias for more Lincoln rants.
Not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way.
Just saying.
That was beautiful.
No,
you were very. No, you're very.
You need to.
No, you're gonna step outside.
He's very passionate. He's also leaving right now, so looks like I'm doing the thing. I'll let Matthew do the verse though, since you know.
I got it. Well, as Lincoln's leaving, Orlando, do you want to do all the socials and stuff?
Follow us on social medias. We'll post sometime. I'm not in charge of that, so if you have any complaints, please, I urge you to DM our account and complain to Matthew.
Or questions.
Or questions,
Like biblical
since
questions.
no one, and I mean no one, DMs us questions.
Nobody DMs
It makes us so sad, and every time you DM us a question, we'll donate $100 to a charity of your choice. Just kidding, we won't do that, but we intend to do something
Or-
like that. My mic has fallen off.
If you just want to say you liked the episode, if you want to say you didn't like the episode,
Yeah,
things we could do
please
better.
tell us we're wrong. We love to hear that.
Yeah, life changes, God doesn't. That was kind of our topic going into it. Life changes, it'll keep changing. We kept talking about being comfortable. I say don't get too comfortable with anything.
I'll say.
Be aware that it can always change. But I think that's all. Lincoln kind of said everything, not
Yeah,
in a
now
bad
he's
way. It
gone.
was good.
He usually does
I
all
thought
the
he was about to
outro
start
stuff.
yelling,
All right.
but it's okay.
Who wants to do L verse?
Pagan King, because he is. Talk to this outro.
All this being said, our Lord of Jesus Christ be with you. His love and our love be with you all in Christ Jesus. Amen.
Amen.